Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel. If you're new, don't forget to like and subscribe. But today I'm going to be making some braised cabbage. As I'm taking these looser leaves off, I'm still going to use those, but I don't want to really cut the whole cabbage with those hanging off and sliding off. As I'm going to cut the bottom to give me a stable thing to cut. I'm going to pull that dark piece off in a minute. But anyway, I'm going to cut the cabbage in half and then into quarters to pull the core out so that you can get as much of the cabbage as possible. I've seen people throw away a lot of cabbage and I'm like, no, don't do that. But I'm going to show you how I get the core out. Alright, so because I didn't cut it even, there's not going to be a core in each piece. But there you go. So I just chop it. I don't cut it too small because I don't want it to cook down and be all mushy. So I still like my cabbage to have a little bit of crisp to it when I'm eating it. Just like when I eat broccoli, I don't like it super mushy. I just don't. So see right here, I'm going to cut that core out. And then that's all you lose. You're just losing the core. You're not losing a bunch of cabbage along with it. And like I said, I'm just going to cut it into nice size pieces so that it can still maintain some crunch as you cook it down. And this is another way you could do it, but cutting it in quarters is much easier, as you can see. Plus I didn't put my towel under my cutting board to stabilize it so it's not sliding all over the place. But I'm about to do that now because I remember to do it. And I just put a damp washcloth underneath. They have things you can buy to do that, but child, just use a damp washcloth and your cutting board will not slide all over the place, okay? So that's what I'm doing now. And as you can see, the core is out. And you didn't lose a whole bunch of cabbage. Like sometimes people are throwing away almost a whole serving of cabbage. I was about to say corn. Because they don't cut the cabbage right. But yeah, and I just cut that again just to make it, you know, a nicer size cuts. And that's that. And I'm going to cut up the smaller rings. I just took the little middle piece out that was really hard and I just cut it down and like I did the rest of it. That's all. I'm going to clean my little mess up, and then I'm going to show y'all what I'm going to do next. I rinse the cabbage off. I notice a lot of people don't clean their cabbage. I've seen people just cut the cabbage and throw it in the pot. I rinse the cabbage really well. I pull those leaves apart like that because cabbage grows in the ground and it can be very gritty. And to me, I just like to rinse my produce off. Fruit mostly. I like watermelon and all that. I rinse it off before I cut it, obviously. Watermelon and any type of melons I rinse off before I cut them. But this type of stuff, I like to rinse off cabbage, sometimes I even, depending on how gritty it is, I go in as in depth of cleaning my cabbage like I do collard greens. That's just me. Alright, so what I did was I put a little butter in my pan and I put my cabbage in there. And I'm going to let this cook down. You don't want to rush this. You're going to let it go. I'm going to put the lid on and just let it go. And then I'm going to be tossing it to turn it around in the pot. I don't know if I mentioned it, but I did add like 2 tablespoons of butter in the pan before I added the cabbage. You can use oil. You can use whatever you want to use. I use unsalted butter. Clearly, if you're vegan, you can use a vegan type butter. You can use meat in this. I just didn't want that day. I really wanted just some vegetables. And I'm adding some broccoli and a few carrots in there as well. Halfway through, you want to add this. And I use fresh broccoli and fresh carrots. You can use frozen, but I just don't like the texture of the frozen. it gets too mushy too quickly. And like I said, I want my vegetables to still be a little crisp. But you do what you like. Alrighty. So here I am tossing this. Eventually I'm going to add a little salt, some black pepper, and some Italian seasoning. And also some garlic. I also put garlic in there. Some fresh garlic. And I'm going to also add a little garlic powder. I'm adding some more butter. You don't want to add the butter too soon because you want the water that's going to come out of the cabbage to mostly evaporate. You don't want to, because then you're going to have to keep piling butter in there to give it some flavor. And you don't want to do that. You want to add just enough to give it some flavor. And you don't want to have a bunch of liquid on there. But yeah, you add whatever seasonings you want. You can add cayenne pepper, whatever you want. I just wanted this to be really simple and very fresh and refreshing. I just wanted it to be the cabbage. I didn't really want any meat in there. You can put ham hocks, bacon, whatever you like. Alright, so I'm adding my seasonings in, the Italian seasoning. I added black pepper, salt, some garlic powder, and I'm just going to mix this up and then I'm going to let it go some more. So I'm just trying to toss it around to get the seasonings and the butter distributed throughout the cabbage. Because you don't want to just season the top. Alright, there we go. And there it is, y'all. It is all done and it was really good. Y'all, I made this a while back. I didn't post it. Last week I was sick as a dog with the flu, but it's done. Everything is still crispy. But yeah, I'm feeling better. I have a few videos I'm going to record this week. I'm also pre-recording some holiday videos. And if there's anything you want to see, just let me know in the comments. And I'll be sure to get that as soon as I can. So thank y'all for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and share. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.